In the quaint village of Porbandar, nestled along the western coast of India, a child named Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born. Little did anyone know that this unassuming boy would grow up to become the guiding light of a nation and inspire a global movement for peace and non-violence. As a young man, Gandhi embarked on a journey of self-discovery that took him to England, where he studied law. His experiences there exposed him to the harsh realities of racial discrimination, prompting him to question the morality of such practices. It was during this time that he began to formulate the principles that would shape his life's work. Returning to India, Gandhi found himself drawn to the struggle for Indian independence. However, he advocated for a different approach, a path of non-violent resistance. His philosophy, known as satyagraha, emphasized the power of truth and love as forces capable of overcoming oppression. The year 1930 marked a turning point in Gandhi's life and the fight for freedom. The British had imposed a salt tax, severely impacting the common people who relied on salt for their daily needs. In response, Gandhi launched the famous Salt March, a 240-mile trek from Sabarmati Ashram to the Arabian Sea in Dandi. The journey began on March 12th, with Gandhi leading a diverse group of followers, young and old, rich and poor, Hindus and Muslims. The march unfolded as a peaceful procession, echoing the principles of satyagraha. Along the way, crowds gathered to witness this extraordinary act of defiance against British rule. As they marched, Gandhi's words resonated with the people, inspiring hope and courage. His unwavering commitment to non-violence became a beacon for those who sought liberation from oppression. The march itself became a symbol of the unity and strength inherent in peaceful resistance. Reaching Dandi on April 6th, Gandhi and his followers defied the salt laws by collecting natural salt from the sea. The symbolic act of breaking the salt monopoly was a pivotal moment in India's fight for independence. It captured the world's attention and stirred the collective consciousness of the Indian people. Gandhi's commitment to non-violence faced challenges from various quarters. Some criticized him for being too passive in the face of injustice, while others doubted the effectiveness of his methods. However, he remained steadfast, firm in his belief that violence only begets more violence. In the early 20th century, India found itself entangled in the web of British colonial rule. The oppressive policies and taxes imposed by the British Raj were deeply felt by the Indian populace, and a spark of resistance began to flicker across the nation. At the forefront of this burgeoning movement was Mahatma Gandhi, a leader whose commitment to non-violence would change the course of history. The Salt March, initiated by Gandhi in 1930, stands out as a pivotal moment in the quest for India's independence. Gandhi's philosophy of non-violent resistance, known as satyagraha, became the guiding principle for the Indian National Congress and its followers. The British had imposed a salt tax, making it illegal for Indians to produce or sell salt independently. This tax disproportionately affected the poorest segments of society who relied on salt for their daily needs. Gandhi recognized the symbolic and economic significance of salt and saw an opportunity to galvanize the masses. On March 12, 1930, he set out from the Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, accompanied by a group of 78 followers. The goal was to march to the Arabian Sea at Dandi, a coastal town, where they would defy the salt laws by collecting salt from the shores. The Salt March covered a distance of 240 miles and lasted for 24 days. Gandhi, clad in his simple dhoti and walking stick in hand, led the diverse group of marchers. The participants represented various backgrounds, religions, and castes, demonstrating the unity of purpose that characterized the struggle for independence. The march proceeded peacefully, but it was not without challenges. Along the way, the British authorities attempted to thwart the marchers, arresting many, including Gandhi himself. However, the non-violent protesters remained undeterred, and the march continued to gather momentum. News of the Salt March spread like wildfire, capturing the imagination of the nation and the world. Thousands joined the movement, either by participating in the march or supporting it in spirit. The global media covered the event extensively, turning Gandhi into an international symbol of resistance against injustice. As the marchers approached Dandi, anticipation and tension filled the air. On April 6, 1930, they reached their destination, and Gandhi, along with several others, bent down to pick up natural salt from the sea. The act of breaking the salt laws was a powerful declaration of independence, and it marked the beginning of a broader civil disobedience movement. The impact of the Salt March was profound. It ignited a wave of civil disobedience across India. People began boycotting British goods, refusing to pay taxes, and participating in acts of non-violent resistance. The British authorities, caught off guard by the scale of the movement, faced a dilemma as they grappled with the growing dissent. Gandhi's emphasis on non-violence resonated deeply with the masses, transforming the struggle for independence into a moral force that transcended political boundaries. The Salt March showcased the power of collective action, guided by principles of truth and love, challenging the notion that brute force was the only means of achieving political change. The international community took notice of Gandhi's non-violent resistance, and support for India's independence swelled globally. The Salt March inspired similar movements for civil rights and independence in other parts of the world, leaving an indelible mark on the history of nonviolent resistance. Ultimately, the Salt March played a crucial role in the broader Indian independence movement. It forced the British government to acknowledge the strength of Indian resistance and paved the way for negotiations that would eventually lead to India's independence in 1947. The Salt March remains a symbol of courage, unity, and the transformative power of nonviolence. Gandhi's vision and leadership during those 24 days left an enduring legacy, inspiring future generations to believe in the possibility of change through peaceful means. The echoes of the Salt March continue to reverberate, reminding us of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of oppression and the enduring power of a simple grain of salt in the pursuit of freedom. In the aftermath of the Salt March, the Indian independence movement gained momentum. The people, inspired by Gandhi's principles, engaged in acts of civil disobedience and nonviolent resistance. The British authorities, recognizing the growing influence of the movement, were compelled to engage in negotiations. The road to independence was not without its challenges, but the spirit of nonviolence prevailed. In 1947, India achieved freedom, marking the end of an era of colonial rule. Gandhi's teachings had played a crucial role in shaping the destiny of a nation. As India celebrated its newfound freedom, Gandhi continued to advocate for harmony and unity among its diverse population. He was deeply concerned about the religious and communal tensions that threatened to overshadow the achievements of independence. His efforts to promote peace and communal harmony reflected his unwavering commitment to the well-being of the nation. However, the echoes of Gandhi extended beyond the boundaries of India. Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence continued to inspire movements for civil rights, social justice, and peace around the world. His influence reached figures like Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, and Cesar Chavez, who drew strength from Gandhi's example in their struggles for equality. In the final chapters of his life, Gandhi remained true to his principles, even in the face of personal danger. On January 30th, 1948, he was assassinated by a Hindu nationalist who disagreed with his approach to communal harmony. The world mourned the loss of a leader whose life had become synonymous with the pursuit of truth and nonviolence. Mahatma Gandhi's legacy endures, not just in the pages of history, but in the hearts of those who continue to be inspired by his message.